Here we have a pre-owned 2013 Cadillac XTS. This one comes in the luxury trim level in white diamond tricoat, and then we have caramel with jet black perforated leather interior. And the powertrain consists of a 3.6 liter naturally aspirated V6 engine, made it to a 6-speed automatic transmission. And then this example has just a little over 80,000 miles on it. But as we come around to the front end here, we do get our HID headlamps along with our LED signature lights there. And this is a great look, and this is before the updated Cadillac crest, so there's the older one there. And just a few rock chips on the front there, but the white diamond paint has held up very nicely, it seems. And then we have just a little bit of fading on the top of the headlights there. But where the bulbs actually shine through, I don't see anything. And I always like these wheels. These are gonna be 19s. Just showing a little bit of fading, and I mean barely. But then we have passive keyless entry on all 4 doors. Love the door panel here. We have that kind of wood grain look going. Power door lock controls are here. And then memory seat function, you just hit set and then immediately hold the button you want to set that to, and it'll go ahead and set up for you. And then we have one-touch automatic up and down windows on all 4 doors. We have an electronic child lock button as well as rear window lock there. And then our power mirror controls, we can adjust all that there, pick a side and adjust, and then we can offset in the middle. Little storage there. That's how we open the trunk from up here. And we do get a Bose sound system. I just tested it out. Very great sound. And there's just a little bit of peeling here from when somebody probably had their finger. And then we have an electronic parking brake. Pull up to engage, hit the brake, press down and disengage. We can adjust the gauge cluster brightness here. Little storage pocket there. We have a power tilt and telescope steering wheel. And then here's our power driver seat with power lumbar support. And then we also have manual thigh support there. And just well, I shouldn't say a little bit of wear, but a touch-up guy should be able to fix that, who's good with upholstery. You shouldn't have to reupholster the entire seat. But I have that seat up front adjusted for someone of my size, being 6'3" with longer legs. So we're gonna check out this leg room here. So pretty great space back here. Even though the seats are a bit wider, still just how the seat's made, being flat in the back and just having that additional legroom, honestly, with this being a longer vehicle. Pretty impressed by that. And then without the sunroof, I still have an inch or 2 of headroom, but seat back pockets on both sides. We do get our heated outboard seats for the rear. AC vents are here. And then I can get this to come out. Little storage tray there. And then way down in there is a 12 volt. The middle seat folds down. Cup holders here. And a little storage pocket there. And then grab handle up here. We could probably hang 3 metal hooks on here, but a regular plastic hook might be a little too wide for that space. Love that we get those premium dome lights though. Let's go ahead and make our way towards the back. And another plus is you do get the rear side airbags. So like having that here. But as we come around to the back end, we do get our LED taillights. Quick look underneath the vehicle. Dual exhaust there. And then just a little rash there on the back where something might have been bumped into and then the paint started to chip off a little bit. But of course, pretty good trunk space back here. You have fuses back behind here and then a little bit of storage underneath here. But again, pretty decent size. And then that middle part can actually fold down, but it's locked from the back there. And then around to the gas cap, we do get a fuel filler. But right in here, we can pull this, get the seat to fold flat on either side and run longer objects through to the front. And then the top tethers are there. And then our anchors are right back in there for the car seats. But also just notice, I love that pinstripe right there. That seems to have held up pretty nicely. And to the front passenger seat, great that we get the same adjustability as the driver's side, even that manual thigh support there. And then glove box button there. And then owner's manuals are here. And then we do get a CD drive right in there. But again, love the trim, and I love how it goes throughout the dash, both doors. But even in 2013, I should say even today, this 2013 model looks stunning. But it's mostly covered up. There's a 3.6 liter naturally aspirated V6 underneath there. But now let's go ahead and make our way to the driver's seat. So the leather wrap steering wheel still seems to be in pretty good shape for the most part. Can't see any noticeable blemishes, but we can heat that as well. A button for that's there. Now to the Q screen here, before I get into that, AC vents are here. Hazards are there, and that button seems to be a little, there it is, a little wonky there. This might be a little loose, but lane departure, we can toggle that, and then traction control there. Then parking sensors, we can do those, and then that glove box you saw earlier. But for the audio, we do get AM, FM, and XM. And then we also have Bluetooth audio, and again, that CD drive. We could also use USB if we want to do that. Navigation systems here. Just taking a little second to load, and we can type in our destination here. And it's showing the recents here, but we can actually go to type in a destination by going to the address icon here, and then we could type that through. You also have the option to use voice recognition, which is probably going to be easier, especially this seems to be showing its age. It's just lagging a little bit. But you do have XM weather, Pandora with a subscription, and then a connected device, a pair device that walks you through it, and you just pull it up through Bluetooth on your phone. And then we do get dual zone automatic climate controls, so we can toggle the auto mode down here, and then we can sync and then unsync just by adjusting the temperature down below there, and then we choose fan direction through here. So kind of a weird system because you only control half of it up on the screen and then half of it down here below, and that can be annoying because these screens tend to like to go out after a while. Surprised this one's still doing as well as it is, but that's a good thing. And then we can control fan speed here, of course the temperatures for either side, and we have 3-stage heated cooled seats for the driver, front passenger. And then we can mute there, and then use that as a power button too. And then right behind there we do have storage and a USB-A port, and you just lightly pull up and push down to activate that. And then a 12-volt in here, cup holders there, we can stow that. Now for the 6-speed, pull the lever, reverse, neutral, drive, and then manual mode. And I love that we can actually paddle shift for the manual mode there. You just can't see them, but it's way back in there behind the steering wheel. And in center console cubby space, we do get 2 more USB-A inputs and then an SD card reader along with the 12-volt. Garage door transmitters here, and we do get those premium dome lights here, OnStar. And there's a view of the back seat from up here. Can't say enough about how nice this leather looks. Just the black accents throughout really make this interior pop. But back to the steering wheel, blinkers are here, high beams are there, and then voice recognition, forward collision alert, gap adjust. All these are for your cruise controls, Bluetooth control there, and again, that's that heated steering wheel. Now to set and resume the cruise, you use that, and then to cancel and turn it on and off, you use that button there. And then over here, we do have our intermittent windshield wipers. So that's one time, intermittent, low, high. Then we can adjust our intermittent here, pull up for the front wiper fluid. And then we use these two arrows, and then we can scroll back and forth there through the different menu options right there. So settings here, that's also a select button. So when I go to units, I can change from US to metric. I can even go to imperial here. And then we can toggle what we want to show up on our info pages. So settings are there, and then you can have all of this up as well. But track lists or radio station presets, you can go right through there, toggle your favorites, and then volume control is right in here. There's the push button start. And then finally, here's our key fob, and we do get remote start. But next, let's go ahead and take this 2013 Cadillac XTS Luxury out on the road for a test drive. So starting the test drive in this XTS, so far driving pretty nicely. Everything seems to be working. Everything that's important other than what I showed you earlier with the hazards button not wanting to work, but that's just with that soft touch kind of whatever that is. It tends to go out after a while, but usually an easy fix. And with this kind of miles, and with it being 10 years old, a lot of the times suspension parts might need to be replaced to keep that ride where it should be, so might need struts or something like that. But right now it's driving pretty nicely, and the ride is very smooth, as these cars are known to be pretty good riders. We're gonna give it some throttle here. A little transmission shudder. But it was quick to recover. But driving here, probably needs some sort of alignment, or maybe the tires aren't balanced, just a little bit of vibration being felt through the steering wheel, not necessarily in the car itself. And you're able to get about 30 miles per gallon in these. And as you can see, it's showing me almost 40, coasting just a little bit downhill here. But the interior is extremely, extremely quiet. I'm very impressed by that. Wind noise is minimal. The loudest thing is probably the tire noise, but again, that could be due to an alignment issue or something like that. But driving dynamics aren't bad. And the brake pedal is a little mushy here, so I don't know if it needs a flush or it might just need pads, because these don't usually drive like that. But just love how easy this is to drive. Again, rides very well, very smooth, even with 80,530 miles on it. But I'm gonna put it in manual mode and give it a little pull here with the paddle shifters. So pretty quick shifts. Didn't have any issue there. And there's something I like about this I forgot that was available. It's kind of like you can manually use your cruise there. You can go by 1 mile an hour, but if you push all the way up, it'll give you increments of 5. So I like that. But all in all, I mean, ride's still great. Obviously this one needs a few things done to it, as this hasn't even been through service yet, but even on fresh trade, still an impressive vehicle, especially for how much you can get these. They were about 50 to 60 grand. I think the Platinum might have been 65 grand, the V Sport, whatever they had at that time. But after about a couple of years, you can get them for about 50% off. And I don't even know how much this one's gonna be, but still just a bargain. The reason I think they got so cheap is because they're expensive to fix, specifically at the dealership. But if you can find a good mechanic or something like that, you might be in good shape here. And again, this has a little over 80,000 miles, and engine and transmission still in pretty good shape, other than that shutter I got earlier getting on the interstate. But who's to know what that could be? Because there's just so much going on in these modern cars. You have computers, and this does this when this is applicable, and so on and so forth. So wouldn't really bother me. I definitely get it checked out though. But again, just so quiet in here. The cabin is fantastic. The seats are great. The cooled seat seems to still be working fantastic just on the first level here, keeping my back and my bottom in pretty comfortable position. But definitely a nice cheap luxury car, specifically used. And this will bring me to the end of my review of this 2013 Cadillac XTS.